And Becca are over there, and they're
They
watching.
got off the hook. I know.
They're watching. Poor Danielle. I mean, Danielle wasn't having a bad hair day. Danielle,
Your hair is
top-notch
beautiful.
job. You did great. She did great. Chief, one of the things we wanted to talk to you about is not just your community outreach programs, but you guys are very actively involved in raising funds and awareness for the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
Yeah, and that's something that we've been involved with MDA. The fire service has been involved with MDA for 65 years now, and it's a running tradition with our fire department in particular as well to help raise money for MDA.
That's where you see a lot of times the fill the boots at some of the bigger events we have around town, right?
Yep, that's the fill the boot. We do it twice a year. We take it to the streets. You'll see us at Chick-fil-A's, Walmart's, all kinds of different parking lots, trying to raise as much money as we can for MDA.
Jess and I were talking about this, a few months ago, and I want to show you some pictures of the grandbaby. We happened to see some of the great firefighters from the Lupton City Fire Hall, which is number 16. Just saw them in the parking lot of the Food City right there, and I thought, let's pull in and see if they've got a little trinket for the kid. Not only did they have a little trinket for the kid, they said, come on by the fire hall and take a look at what goes on. And you can do that at any fire hall, right?
That's correct. All of our fire stations are open 24/7. If you have an emergency, there's a phone on the outside of the building that will connect you directly with 911. But the fire stations are open. If the kids want to come by and see the trucks, bring them on by. We'll be happy to show them around.
And Chief, it's really important. We've been talking about the physical training and the skill that you put your team through to be prepared for any situation. But another level of training and community outreach is, to learn how to work with children, because a lot of times in a situation you come in with this gear that you saw Danielle in, and it's going to scare the kids. So you really focus on how to react with them.
That's correct. We spend a lot of time in the schools, either reading to children or when we put our gear on purpose when we're in the schools, so that the kids aren't scared of us. If they have a fire, their first inclination is to hide, and we don't want them to hide, and we definitely don't want them to be scared of a firefighter coming in and all that gear. So we try to get them comfortable with that. And every once in a while we have a child that gets a little bit upset when they see that gear, but we try to make them as comfortable as possible, and that's part of what we do in the community and in schools.
A lot of people don't realize how much it encompasses what you do. It's so much more than just arriving on scene and manning a water hose, and we really commend you guys for all that you do in our area. Chip, what are you doing over there? I was like, where'd he go?
I'm just going to salute Danielle and give her some much-needed props for. Wow, you acted like you had done this before, but you've never had on turnout gear.
No, never, ever, ever. And it's so heavy. It's very, 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 very hot. And if you have on the mask, like I said, and you're claustrophobic, you can't breathe. Luckily, I'm not claustrophobic, so it wasn't awful. But obviously, you have the oxygen going through. But to imagine having all that on, getting out in under 2 minutes, I'm too clumsy. That would never happen for me. And I have 6-inch nails, not happening. But it's just.
It took her what, 5 minutes maybe to get the gear on?
Yeah, couldn't find my zipper, couldn't find the clips.
That might be because of the nails. It's okay. We'll try to break on that
Could you
one.
imagine having to wear an outfit like this for 4, 5, 6 hours at a pop while you're fighting a fire that, Chief, how hot do some of these blazes get?
Upwards of 14, 16, 1700 degrees. Wow.
Right, yeah. Could not imagine. Even when we go, we can feel the heat coming, just reporting and filming. So I can't even imagine actually being in a fire with all this gear on and, having to think about staying safe, saving your life and other people's.
And then there's the other side of that coin. Not only do you have fires that can erupt pretty much at any time, but imagine having to fight a fire when it's 10 degrees outside. I've been on fire scenes and seen firefighters with mustaches soaked with ice, just covered. It's we can't say enough good things about what they do here. Becca, Patrick, y'all come on over here. We're going to thank everybody for joining us here on Let's Chat. So what do you think? This is your first in-depth tour of Fire Hall number 1.
Impressive. You don't think these places being so big, but this is a big place. It is a big place, and I'm real proud of Danielle.
All right. Becca, you're up next, so we're going to put you through...
We've got some tests for you, don't worry.
Sure yet. Anyway, Patrick, Danielle, Becca and I are going to be here along with the great firefighters all the way through our noon broadcast. Come by and see us at Fire Station number 1 right here on Main Street. And you guys are number 1.